Welcome, Black Hollywood Live fans. You're watching the after show for Greenleaf. Tonight we discuss all the family fallout with the Merle Dandridge. Stay tuned for more.
Very good. No, you can put your phone on. Oh.
Welcome, Black Hollywood Live fans. You're watching the after show for Greenleaf, and you are in for a hot one. My name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shaka Strong.
You already know. Y'all can find me everywhere at Mr. Carter.
What's up, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, you can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace. And, but I was like, wait, does she need an introduction though? Like, you're the queen, you're the star.
Right.
Miss Merle Dandridge is in the building, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Hi, Merle Dandridge.
Yes. Give your Twitter so everyone can be tweeting you during
You can
the show.
find me at Twitter, Insta, and Facebook at Merle Dandridge.
Yes. Wow. We're just so excited to have you. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
are.
I love watching y'all because, the way that you talk about the show, I feel like I'm in the living room with y'all and like actually, we're in it together. Exactly. You guys are so smart, so fun, and it just makes me feel like we have a great family and team. So thank you very much for giving us all this love. It means a lot.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Well, speaking of lack of love, we start off the show with bullets firing. Oh my God. What did you guys think was going to happen when you heard that gunshot?
Remember last week I said that there's no way he was going to shoot him.
Yeah.
He shot him. So that was already my surprise. I saw blood and I said, wait, oh my God, I need a pen. I did not expect that. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of thought that you were going to walk in and catch him before he shot him. So that was a surprise to me.
Running
I was
in
like,
the heels and slow-mo.
I was like, no, there's no way. But
I was going to get in there. No, missed it.
oh my gosh.
And to be honest, for me, the most shocking part of that scene was Lady Mae turning to Grace and go, "Oh, you shot him."
That wasn't shocking at all. What do you mean?
It shouldn't have been.
Honestly, we love her, but
Yes.
y'all, you know how I feel. The thing is, now that you're here, why don't you win?
Yeah.
Why can't you
Ever.
win?
You
Why
cannot win for
what is
losing,
going
Gigi.
on? What?
Well, what I love about what we've created here is that every single character, for all of their huge flaws, they're very human, and you can almost feel the history behind all of their flaws and everything that they're going through. So that's what I love about that. So you can trust that there are really great reasons why she is the way she is. And in Merle's own playland, she has created a whole litany of reasons. But honestly, Grace doesn't know why she might have be that deeply rooted in those feelings.
Really?
For a mother to behave that way with her child, you know, there has to be something that goes beyond just the child.
Of course.
Just beyond what the child has done. So for me, in creating that, it goes way back, but behind, way back.
Because to me, it's like, okay, now that you've said that, which gives me a little bit more context, because in my head, I'm like, okay, so it's literally as simple as, I don't like you, Gigi.
Right.
It's almost like
that from day
Which we
one.
know it can't be.
It's like she is your daughter, right?
Right. Like, we're not. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mac even said, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And there are things between the three of them and between Mavis and Mac and Mae that, there's something in that generation when things go down, they don't talk about it. They are locked way, way away. And I think that the great thing about that is that we have a long way to go before some of those things become uncovered.
Really?
I'm excited.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot
season
of story.
5?
There's a lot of story to tell.
Because there's got to be
Claim
more.
that.
I said that. No, I said season 5, okay? Just putting that out there in the air. But anyway, that makes me feel good because we've stretched out, like, what episode are we on? 10.
This is 10, yeah. But it stretched out, but then it exploded, right? It was like a powder keg.
We're on 10, and I need 10 more just to figure out season 1.
Because there's still a lot.
Yeah, there's
still a lot of backstory we need from every couple. Every couple.
What I love is the writers. The writers are so good, and
Aren't they though?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What a blessing!
I wrote like 4 little quotes down today. But go ahead.
I'm just thinking about how, in some ways, this was almost Lady Mae's redemption episode, where she's taking some ownership, and you see at the beginning she's talking about her unclean hands, and she's got blood all over her hands, and I immediately thought Lady Macbeth, out, damn spot, you know. What do you guys think of that and how it kind of set the tone for the episode?
I absolutely agree with that. I loved it. I appreciated that we got to see a little bit more human side of Lady Mae, because I have said before, what's going on? And so this time, she gives us and the thing with her, she's so good. She'll give us the moment in front of Gigi where it's like, you're not going to get it. And then she'll go in front of her brother, give him something completely different. Yeah. Then she's in private, something completely different. That, to me, was the most humanistic episode of her, because we've gotten this hard exterior before and this protector thing, which is great and it makes sense. But now we know she does feel guilty. She is mad. She is scared. She is seeking forgiveness. But also she's like, I don't know if I can actually... all of those lines... Right on the money for me.
Right. And once again, back to her looks, as we always talk
eyebrows.
about. In this episode, we really got to see a lot of emotion, but raw emotion. You feel me? Like emotion of I'm taking ownership of, or I'm starting to take ownership of, what's been going on. And you can really see that a lot in this episode, like you said. So I can appreciate that. Finally, that we're getting to see somewhat of a soft side, you feel me, of her. So that's good. That's good.
I'm sad that the soft side came in this situation.
Right.
This is not the way for anybody to find out, but anyway.
It also unlocks why it took 20 years for them to actually face these things. Because if those things that Gigi was saying are true, it opens a huge Pandora. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And those are things that they just don't want to face. And now they have to face them. And we get to watch it.
Why 20 years? It's too long.
We need those answers, I'm telling you.
It's too long. We've been asking on this show, why were you gone for so long?
Yeah.
Every episode, we're 20 years though, 20, especially with your relationship with Noah, your mom, even your dad. 20 years?
It's a long time.
And even seeing your ex-husband come back, I'm like, she left all that?
And what happened? We're going to get some backstory on that life away, right? But we got to get into a little bit of charity, because this was also her coming out episode.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, she grew up, right?
I'm doing some claps on her. Yes. Claps on her.
Yes.
My favorite moment that while we were watching might have been when she's saying, the broken road, God led me straight to you, and we're all just shaking our heads, led you to the wrong one.
Right.
Right.
Well, let's just dissect that whole relationship.
I'm
just dissect that. Charity and Kevin, so she finally stands up, but this whole dynamic has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't have no love for him anymore because of what he's doing. You feel me? It's not right. Just point blank period. It's not right. And it's tough, yo. I just feel bad. When shit really hits the fan, I feel bad.
I don't know, because it was interesting because he couldn't be truthful in the moment that she was like, when I can trust you, then I'm coming back, or whatever the case is. And in that moment would have been the moment to seize us back and say, okay, guys, I know I've been swiping and whatever.
But he can't tell her that.
But he can't say that. But because the audience, we know so much more than she does. If he could have gave us something that's like, okay, I know y'all know that I've been doing all this, but I really love her and I'm coming back, and gave us some truth in that moment to her.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, what? She's like, okay, so I guess you're really gonna sleep on the couch then? I wasn't saying sleep on the couch. I think she was saying, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I just don't like that he can't. I don't know. I know he can't answer. I know it's. I know. I don't know. Y'all.
Did you guys on set when you guys were reading the script, were you also cheering for Charity? Did you guys have that sense that this was her coming out moment?
There was actually a moment at the dinner table when she lays into Lady Mae where she had a take that just was fire and the whole room erupted. It was so great. She got to stand and go. Everybody came out for Vine Village and it was wonderful.
I think awesome.
I mean, come on. This is really a family. Everybody cheers each other on, and I'm going to tell you something about this episode because I was so sick that I could not even get up off the floor. So that scene where Mac got shot, I mean, I was in a bad way. And Miss Lynn and Mr. Keith, they just, come on, little girl.
Right.
Picked me up off the floor. They really held me up and didn't make me... they helped me so that I did not miss a single moment. And that, we have one another's back. and we're really there to work hard and care for one another. So it's a really wonderful place. So going back to Joy, I mean, it was so wonderful when Charity had that coming out moment, and Deborah got a chance to flex, you know?
Yes.
So it was really exciting.
That was, I think, the best line because she got to tell Lady Mae, what were you doing?
She said, what were you doing?
And she took it. Lady Mae took it.
And that's when Lady Mae
and we were
really
all
got
thinking.
her reality check.
We were all thinking it.
And that's the thing. We've been trying not to put it on Lady Mae. You know,
Well, Gigi tried. Like I want to say she tried.
yes,
And like maybe episode 1, she mentioned
You
something.
can't hear it from Gigi.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly.
hear it.
Right.
Nothing's coming from her.
Wow, I'm so glad that that's how she received it, and the way she described it is that she was like, "I'm the only child that hasn't lied to you."
Yeah.
And I'm the one that's left out. And I was thinking as we were watching these episodes, I'm like, she is left out like all the time.
All the time,
It's kind of
yeah.
on accident, but no one except her brother said this is why you react that way. That was kind
Yeah.
of rude. Jacob, you know who I'm talking to.
So I was a little saddened by the bishop kind of distancing himself from Grace when he tells her to get up out of the deacon. That was heartbreaking because like it feels like now there's no parents, you know?
Yeah.
I loved your reaction to that, by the way. You were like, but really? Like, that was good.
I don't understand.
Like
That was good.
Her only real strong ally.
Yeah.
And she
I
lost
thought,
it.
Right. I thought that after you told him and after he believed and I thought that you guys' bond became even stronger.
Yeah.
So even though you called, I felt like he would still be understanding.
Yeah.
Even though he was like, kind of wait, let's figure it out. But it needed to happen at that time. You feel me? 20 years was too long. It needed to happen at that exact time. I think the time was perfect. And his reaction was just very confusing.
Well, here, look, I mean, previously on ER, she had been. I think the reason why she reacted so strongly and so assertively is because of the way she's been treated in the past. So of course, even though he's saying and pleading, she was just like, no, we're done. This
it's
is
got
it.
to end somewhere.
Okay, so I guess
no
when
more
she
sweeping
said
under the
it-
rug. It's time.
Who were you thinking? Because you didn't like that
I
decision.
didn't, but you've already, now that you gave me how you were feeling in that moment, because I honestly was kind of mad that you called. I was like, please, 10 minutes, please. Because I wanted to figure out if we can find out what's going on. There's something, obviously, that we don't get to know until whatever episode we get to find out.
Exactly.
And I wanted Grace to just say, okay, maybe one more chance. I know, honestly, none of them really deserve it. But I hate that you called. I do. Like I kind of was sad. I was like, I mean, Mac, bye. But your dad, we don't hate him.
Yeah.
Like I really misjudged the bishop.
But I think he's gonna come around because his love for Grace seems so full in all the episodes, or it just seems so encompassing. I think he's gonna come around.
He will.
Let's look at her face.
I know we try to get you. We put them in the seat. We asked them to give us something, wink or something. You can't. Nobody will give us a detail. We gotta beg now. I don't know.
We gotta talk a little bit about. Let's talk about the kids somewhat. Let's go to Zora first.
Yes.
So she got some attitude out of nowhere, and I was just like, okay.
Lovey is just delightful. She's just delightful.
And comical, like wonderful,
Hilarious,
wonderful.
hilarious.
What were you gonna say?
I'm just saying, where's the attitude coming from? Is it just from not knowing about Mac? But she had like a little attitude in the beginning, and even when she's telling her dad, "Oh, you're gonna go far."
Y'all know she get it from her mama. Because her mama was day one, that first dinner table scene, y'all.
Because this is the sassiest I've ever
Because she
seen.
came
Zora,
right after
so I
Gigi.
didn't
So
know.
I don't understand. Right after you.
Yeah.
Right
Sure
after you.
We actually, it's so great to have you here to talk about these dinner scenes
Oh my
that
God.
we have been put
Oh
through.
my God.
Yeah, when we saw
and
the
that
dinner
you have
table
to
tonight,
live
yeah.
through. Wow.
Right. You
That
survived.
first 10 minutes on screen, it's like, are you even a Christian? I'm like, Lord, have mercy.
Right, it was too much.
The dinner table is a supporting character. Every time I see the dinner table,
For real,
I'm like,
y'all.
okay.
Shout out to that table,
Chairs
y'all. That table
alone.
has been through a lot.
Agreed. Okay, so with
That was a interesting place to start
Yeah.
because I think I had it in my mind and in my spirit that, okay, Gigi's come to town, she's gonna break some stuff down, and I talked to our creator Craig Wright, the unbelievable Craig Wright, he's wonderful. About that, I was like, I feel like she should be more assertive. She should be this or that. And he's like, well, are you looking for an Olivia Pope moment? Is that what you're looking for? Is that what you're looking for? And he was right. That's not the story we're telling. Grace is very different.
Right.
And as you do, when you come home after however long, you are suddenly, no matter how far you've gone, no matter what you've achieved, you are still going to fall into that same
pattern.
those same patterns,
Yeah.
that same slot in this cog. And for her to figure out how she's going to behave, she has to do a lot of listening and a lot of taking in. And what was interesting to me watching it back and watching the kind of the arc of Grace is seeing that it does not come from a place of fear. It comes from a place of strength. You know, she really has done all that work, and now she's ready to do something about it.
Right.
She has to pick her moments, and knowing that, you know, they all have these extremely strong opinions about her. So she's gonna go undercover a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great way to like just because honestly, I mean that scene, everyone had their moment of like talk, no talking, talk. You know, even Ty, which we haven't heard his point of view of that first scene, he didn't really talk a lot at all.
Yeah.
So to hear how he took in this, I mean, family. I love how Kim's character talked about it this week. Like, we married into this.
Yeah.
I love
that little moment of connection.
Oh, that was everything because I was looking at them. I'm like, these are the extras of the family. And I wonder what they think.
And the family made them doubt themselves, you know?
Oh my gosh, that was good.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Sophia, because and obviously her father coming to town, and we see actually Sophia's got a little bit of pastoral inclination, I thought.
Yeah.
I like the way she just talked about how she now knows she can sleep. You know, she can sleep, and just the difference between being in Phoenix and there. And I felt like maybe they're stirring something up there. But what do you guys think about Sophia and the father coming back? Ray.
Why did she call?
I was pissed she called.
I don't understand fully why she called.
Because
I mean,
she heard the secret that she thought she was entitled to know. So I think she called him for support.
You know what? I lied. I shouldn't have said pissed. That's her dad. Let me stop.
Right, like I
said,
get
wait,
that
that's her father. Yeah, let me stop.
But
Okay.
it's like, why call? Like, I was just confused because what did she think he was going to do?
What he
My thing
did.
was, what did you think was going to be his reaction?
I
But did you
know.
think it was going to be a good reaction? Like, did you think he was going to come and you know what I'm
Pat
saying? Like,
Grace
what did
on
you-
the back?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, she didn't really think it through. Like, what are the consequences going to be for my mother? What does this mean for my mother if this man comes here? You feel me?
But
I understand that's my father, but what does this mean for my mom?
To me, it was about the broken trust between her and mom. Because there was a sense for me, at least, that they've never had any break in trust, and for her, this was a break of
Right,
trust.
exactly.
So she probably was reaching out to the only person she felt she could reach out to, or the only one she has that she can that's outside.
Maybe
of-
her opposite, you know, and I don't want to pin the dad against the mom because we don't really know what happened.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, okay, it's one or the other. Maybe she feels like it's only one or the other at a time. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I was trying to get that with their conversation. But it's interesting because now that he's saying that, yes, call your dad. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But the repercussions, as a kid though, she's a kid. Is she supposed to think about that?
kid.
She's
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah,
But
that's
she's
true,
very
yeah.
smart.
She
She's
is.
a
She
very
is.
smart and intuitive kid, and I just believe that from what we've seen from Sophia, that she would really kind of think about it.
Yeah.
I feel like she would really kind of think, you know what I'm saying?
than-
Like, exactly, more than just, oh, let me call daddy, let me run to
Right,
daddy. You feel
right,
me?
right.
She's not that kind of kid.
I
At least
could
that's
see
not how she
that. I
portrays.
see what you're talking about, but again, she is a kid.
a child.
Kids
Yeah.
have those moments.
Right.
You know, those things that they just don't have the life experience to work through. This is something new for her. You know, she doesn't know how to deal with it. So, you know, kids are gonna do what they're gonna do.
It's crazy. Like having him back. Since we've seen the previews, like you can't tell us everything. That's fine. But like, what happened? Like, I don't know. I just want to know like what happened.
that was the saddest part. Well, him trying to take away
Yeah.
Sophia, and Grace not even being able to celebrate to any degree, because you see, she gets a thing from Mavis at the end, and all she can think about is there's no victory here. You know.
Right.
There really isn't though.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was probably the saddest moment, because she should, in some ways, be like upbeat about what's happening. You know?
So as a mom, did you, like in this character, did you feel that it was okay that you didn't tell Sophia because she's a kid, or like why didn't you tell her, or how do you justify that if she's thinking, okay, mommy,
and I'm going to be close to a predator.
yeah, like what the heck?
Yeah, well, I think that Grace didn't want to alarm Sophia, and also kids are pretty transparent. They're going to show it on their face. It's gonna come up, and furthermore, I'm the mom.
Right.
You're the kid.
All right.
Yeah.
But what I do love about this episode is that Ray coming back, who P.S. was not her husband. I think he wanted to get married, but they were never married. The fact that he came back and he's telling some truths to her.
Yeah.
And we get to see her really face to face with her decisions. Outside of this, playing poker face with the Greenleaf family,
Right.
that in her life, she is still human. She's still making flawed choices.
Right.
messing up here and there, and there was no denying it. He just stuck it straight to her. He's like, you messed up, you did, you have to face it. And I just love that there was this turning point for her, that she really had to look in the mirror.
It was definitely tough because he said, since our daughter was born, you've made it look like it was my fault, but it was actually,
take some ownership.
He kind of said it was yours, and that was, I don't know.
Right, I didn't understand that. Like, I want to know y'all backstory.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? Like, that's a whole nother, like,
there's a lot of it.
Shebang. Like,
oh, yes, we're getting some?
Well, we need it.
Well, of course.
Because that conversation, everything that he was saying to you in that conversation was like, okay, where is this coming from?
Exactly.
And we know
so
Grace
we
is
need to
imperfect.
know what happened between you two. You feel me? So,
and we know Grace is imperfect because we saw what she did with Noah. So we know that's happening.
Speaking of Noah.
And talk about the slap heard around the world.
Come on.
Oh my God, right?
Come on.
How many takes did they have?
Oh my gosh, they did more than one.
I gotta ask Noah, man. Jeez.
Anna.
Yes, I just love that they found a beautiful gem like Anna and wrote toward that, wrote for her because she delivers.
That was amazing.
Beautiful.
So what do you guys think about that? And she's kind of leaving it open. So what do y'all think about that?
Y'all already know, when she first came, that whole like, oh, we should have dinner together. She was already like,
he's been matching since episode 3.
She already knew. Like, I keep pinpointing y'all, that woman's intuition is real. She knows. You feel me? She knew from day one. Right. So just to see that unfold and to be right was like, I knew it. She knew.
You really are so different.
That line. Yeah, you're the past, I'm the future. It was
right. She was throwing flower bombs from day one.
Oh my God,
from day one.
I want to pause on what I think. What did you think? Because Isabel comes back and she's like, "If you can dream about me while I'm gone, maybe when I come back we can even talk." Now you're not gonna tell me, and I keep going back to this because I want to know while she's gone, are y'all just gonna go ahead and be together? That's what I really want to know. I know I'm not gonna find that out. What do you think about her taking him back or even putting that on the table?
I know when I read it, and I purposely stay out of what the writers do. I don't question. I don't go in. I'm just like, you guys do what you got. I have a lot of work over here to do, so I can't even think about it. And y'all are geniuses. So, but when I read it, I was like, really?
Right.
Really? You're gonna come back in?
Right.
After he did all that, and she was so mad. Throwing the ring and all that kind of stuff. But that just goes to show you, love makes you do some stuff. It makes you crazy, makes you go in and out and upside down.
Yeah, but I was a little upset because I felt like Noah was trying to tell her that, okay, I was addicted to the past and I want to move on with you. So I feel like he'd already tried to tell you that.
No, he wasn't. He didn't give her anything in that scene.
I felt like that was what I was getting from him. It was that Grace was, because he was still trying to move forward. He's still going to go get married and he's still going to move away.
I feel like he was sitting there trying to, because when she said, I love when she said this, you don't love Grace, don't answer now because you don't know what you want.
You don't even know what you want.
That to me was the biggest truth of what we need to know about.
And
that.
He
There
was
it is.
speechless. He couldn't say
That's
a
what
word.
I mean. He didn't give me anything else.
His face completely agreed.
he did that.
He said, "You're right. I have no idea what I want."
Speechless. You are right.
He literally was like, "I might love Grace. I might love you. Honestly, I might love this underwear. I don't even know." I feel like he didn't, and that's why I was like just shocked that she even gave him the time of day after, because for her to come back and he's still like, well, if Grace would have me, like, I don't know. He had it on his face
there's some
that
confusion there.
if she calls me back and wants to move forward, I don't know if I'd say no.
I didn't know. I think it was definitely the wrong move if she wants him back to leave, but we'll see.
Oh, crap.
But so we finally get the little redemption scene of Mac and Mae, and she faces him down and kind of tells him, I think we were all kind of cheering. The one time for me, I was actually a Lady Mae fan. So what did you guys think about that confrontation? Why do you seem so solemn over there?
Because it was great on her end because she was able to say her truth. I hate you. She was just clear, I hate you.
Yeah.
And I have to forgive you. I'm not sure if I can, blah, blah, blah. I think I wish he said something. I wanted to know what he was thinking. You're my sister. And she rooted for you until she could not root for you anymore. Like you were seriously in the dying bed or whatever the case is. So I would have loved to see what he had to say. May, I don't know. Would he be still saying I didn't do it? I don't know. What's in his mind? What about you?
I'm glad that he didn't have anything to say.
Really?
You don't deserve to speak. What you did, I'm not saying what you did was unforgivable, because like she said, if I don't forgive you, then the Lord won't forgive me. You feel me? So I completely understand, and I'm completely all for that. You got to forgive him. But he didn't deserve to speak. There's nothing. There's absolutely not a word that you can say that can change what you did. There's nothing you can do. So don't say anything. You feel me? So I'm
do you
glad
feel like
he
you
did.
have more of an understanding of him after seeing episode 7 with One Tree Highs Another? Seeing the journey of a predator.
Oh, no.
How he became that way.
No.
That's
we
it's still
really don't.
it was just that's kind of still confused. I still feel like we would need a lot more backstory on Mac to see how he even got into doing that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like how many girls were there? You know, who was the first?
Yeah.
You feel me? Did it start within the family or did it start from somewhere else?
Or what was the thing that happened to him that started that?
That's deep. You know,
See, now we have to give.
understand.
Well, I feel like she's saying we need to give Max some credit in some regard. Not credit. Not credit. That's the wrong word. That's the wrong word. Okay, let her finish.
We can understand. We can maybe understand.
There we go.
I
Some
will never
understanding.
agree. But what Chris Rock said, I can understand.
But
I just feel like it's a really beautifully drawn character, and honestly, I think maybe I'm speaking to some stuff that got cut out of episode 7 as well. But having some kind of understanding of where he came from, when you see him in that bed, and then you can see, this human being started from this place of being an innocent child. What was the journey to his first, the terrible thing that he started to do? How did he become this monster? It wasn't overnight, and was it by himself? I mean, what are the reasons? Because every single person who has maybe an action that we don't care for, or, it comes from some place. There's a history behind it, and I adore this storytelling because they address it. They address where it comes from and why Lady Mae is the way that she is, and why, all of those things.
I still need more on Lady Mae.
He's like,
I'm watching that scene with Mae and Mac, and I'm like, but where's the equal but opposite reaction for Gigi? Like, now you hate him. Can you now turn around and love this daughter of yours? I'm never getting that. When you're reading that scene, or do you even read that scene with her, Mae and Mac? Do you have to read?
Oh, I read them all. Yeah,
okay.
but Grace discards it.
Yeah. Were you ever thinking to yourself as, why doesn't Lady Mae?
Right. Why am I not getting
Yeah. How is she this mad at Mac and not getting that forgiveness for her own daughter?
Well, I mean, consider it. Consider it in your own heart. If she's so blocked in her heart to Grace, what happened? Let your imagination go.
I don't want it to. I don't know where it's gonna go. I feel like
what?
Oh my gosh, I truthfully, and I know when we met at the premiere, you talked about that
You
one
were so
scene.
delightful. You just lit my whole night up. You were really great. You did such a wonderful job.
Thank you. You guys know how I talked about them in the first episode. I was like, this whole cast is amazing. We have to talk about it. All of you are wonderful, but you did talk about that first scene where you and your mom were gonna have, like, not even first scene, a lot of the scenes where you and Lady Mae were gonna have those really strong moments. And when you're doing those scenes and then you come out of it, how do you guys transition back and forth? Like, are y'all talking to each other?
Wanna know.
Are you guys like, okay, I love you, okay, action. Like, how do y'all do it? Because I saw the love there, but the show also, I see the hate. So I'm like, I just want to know.
Well, I think with the work, we're so invested in it that we approach each other very lovingly with the work. And, the same with Greg Allen, because that's such a painful relationship to come to work and do, we all love each other very much. So, it does have to start with love. And the love is, you can tell how we are caring for one another in the work, and we really invest in elevating one another, so that we are there for one another as fellow actors and also as human beings. And sometimes, you have to hug it out after, but the love is also in, before the cameras roll, let's go in with each other so that this is beautifully told, so that we are really invested and in this moment when they call action. You know, I mean, to me, that's very loving when you are helping your fellow actor be their very best. And Miss Lynn very much is that.
That's got to be such a tough job, especially with those lines and that dynamic.
The dynamic.
Oh, but it's so fun too.
Gosh.
But I had to say, shout out to the writers for giving us a moment of beauty where we had Jacob and Carissa, because you know they always give you some full circle moments, you know, and that for me was a huge one.
You know, I got a side eye.
She did reveal that, you know, their relationship was going to take a turn.
Yeah.
But she didn't say if it was going to take a turn for the worse or the better. I still feel like it's almost so quickly of a 360 that I don't believe it.
True. And
it's just so all of a sudden like, oh, you're just the best man. You're the greatest dad. It's like,
but you know what?
You hated him.
I don't.
Or you guys. There was a huge disconnect.
But there was love
3 or 4
before,
episodes
though.
ago.
There's always that well of love to go back to,
but
right?
It's too soon. It's just too lovey-dovey too soon.
But you know what? It's weird because I was kind of critiquing the way that their body language was. And
it was fake.
I think
I thought it was real. I thought the
I think
opposite.
she was. He's married, and I get it because I give a lot of side eyes. I told Kim when she was in here, I was like, "There's something about you and Jacob that is so exciting and also so annoying." And like, because you want her to win, but then you're like, I mean, she was willing to do this for you, you know. But I say all that to say that while she was kissing him, she took 2 steps back every time. I don't know if you noticed that.
She was uncertain.
She was uncertain.
Yes, I felt
the uncertainty was real, and that's what made me finally unroll my eyes and decide, okay, she's just trying to get back to where they were. She's also trying, as we're trying as audience members to decide that we like them again.
Yeah, I saw the love there, and I think,
yeah.
and it started off about the daughter. You have a good father, and you saw that they were able to kind of. That's one thing they can hold on to is that they have those kids, and they can maybe
still good,
connect. So you love that scene, apparently.
She was like,
her face lit up.
No, it was delicious. They're just so beautiful together. And the way that they're just wonderful actors, Kim and Lamont anyway. Yeah. But the journey that they've been on, I mean, just a marriage that is, obviously they came together because they love each other very much, but they're also both equally ambitious, you know, and that they could find their way out of a hole and then almost rise above the hole, you know. I think that's a beautiful thing, because sometimes we see marriages too quickly discarded. Yeah. And here is the work. Yeah. They are working
serious
through it.
Work.
And you also see why he stepped out in the first place, you know, and when they switched their thinking toward each other, instead of being
all about the church, and
they were. It was almost like the magnet was pushing them apart, and now they flipped it, and they know how to come together again, and they're learning how to come together. And I just think that's complicated, interesting, real, and delivered by great actors.
There's nothing like a potential wife swap to really make you.
Potential wife swap.
Really make you.
That was a lot. That's a new series, church wife swap.
Like that. When she was willing to do it,
but it checked him back in. He was like, wait a minute.
He said, wait.
He reeled it in quick.
You married a ride or die. And I think it's so weird. I love that she said that, because she's wow, I really appreciate that you said that about those characters, because marriages are ripped apart for so many different reasons. And we have it in our minds, or sometimes society says there's no way to bring it back. If he cheats, she cheats, it's over. Don't even worry about it. And I do appreciate that they are coming together. I guess I just want Jacob to never go out again. Yeah. So I need to make sure. That's my only thing. I just want to make sure. I'm like, we could rehire somebody. We don't know who's coming back. It's my only thing. So I do appreciate the couple. I think they're beautiful. Jacob, one more shot, bro.
Okay.
That's it. That's all. That's all. Yes.
Well,
and stay together.
We'll go ahead and do our predictions. We do a little prediction segment, and so this is where you nod or go like this.
Or barely speak, because none of you guys ask. That's what does it right there. She literally was like, "What?" That's hilarious.
So what do you got, Mr. Carter?
Predictions.
Well, next week, hopefully, I'm predicting that we get a little bit more backstory with Sophia's father and you guys' relationship. That's really it. I'm just really looking forward to some backstory with that, because again, it's a little confusing with how deeply he was digging into Gigi when he was speaking to you. So we need to know where what's the root of all of that.
But that spark your imagination, or did it annoy you?
No, it sparked my imagination. Absolutely. I want to know why. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it was accomplished.
Oh yeah. I'm like, oh, he's back. What happened? He's cute. Right. My prediction, I'm trying to get the Kevin and Chastity. I need to figure out what's happening there. And now we're on the couch. Are we leaving the house or not? Yeah. I need to know, is he going to bring back some kind of truth? And honestly, I'm very nervous of what that looks like, because we see how she's reacted as a choir director in terms of him and his truth, and how she was very loving. If it relates to your husband, how do we react? Yeah. That is my biggest. Right there. I'm looking for those two characters. I'm loving the relationship. I'm loving the crazy. That's what I want.
I just predict. Well, we already had Lady Mae tell us the storm is coming, so we know there's more, and we already know that Bishop's gone to jail and Melissa's talking or not talking, but she's still giving out the info.
Yeah, Melissa's How dare you, girl? Why? We have so much drama as it is. We don't need you.
What I did notice in this episode was how nice Lady Mae was to Melissa. Even when she asked for stuff, it was always thank you. And
exactly.
But maybe she feels like she hasn't been properly taken care of.
Or maybe she came in on purpose to ruin them or continue to whatever.
But I predict Pastor Skanks jumping in on this. Pastor Skanks has got to show back up, right? And so, the minute he heard the bishop got arrested, I would think that rival church might now want to sink their teeth into Calvary.
Absolutely.
He was waiting.
Yeah, and they brought him in, and we haven't seen him for a minute, so I have a feeling.
I like that. I love that, actually.
I forgot.
So we shall see.
Very thoughtful. It always amazes me.
We always throw up so many
you have to take notes.
Oh my God, like for real. We have to think outside the box. We have to think outside the box, because anything can happen. Anything can happen, so it's like in knowing that
and sometimes I feel like they push you in a direction, and then all of a sudden something else
is like, you're like, what?
But honestly, that's a testament to you guys as actors and to the writers,
you guys
because
do an amazing job.
I'm telling you, we've seen so many scenes that we're like, they didn't even talk, guys. Like, they haven't actually said any words.
Yeah.
All it takes is a look.
And we're just like, oh my God, we think this, and we think, and it's crazy. Like, we'll be talking, and you kind of saw it with us while we're watching and talking, and we're like, hold it in, because you guys are giving us so much. I didn't know what to expect from Isabel. I didn't know what to expect from Kent. Like, we love you.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say.
That is so meaningful. I wish I would have had you guys when I was in, we shoot in Atlanta in my little apartment on the weekends when I'm like wrestling with the script, and then, I need buddies to talk about with it. Okay. You guys bring it in. Bring it in.
What do you mean? Because it's real. You can tell. I mean, you have a lot of the meat of the story. I guess before we close out, how do you dissect? Do you have to call Craig? Do you call Ben? Who do you call, or do you just kind of sit and figure it out?
Oh, man. My weekends are crazy when we're in production, because the whole week is like a runaway train, getting all the stuff filmed. They're long days, and then Saturday I have to sleep, and Sunday I have to pull it all back together to do another week. And Craig, I was actually just talking to Craig, sometimes he plays back the tape of the things I'll call him with.
I love it.
And I'll be like, you remember when you said, and you remember this? And I'm like, yeah, I was in my crazy place. But when I was just, rolling in the wave of grace, there's so much going on that I really did have to have like a lifeline, and thank God I have a really great coach, and she would get on the line with me sometimes and just talk through stuff, because you really just have to talk it out, especially Grace is so isolated. She's so her island. So sad. And oftentimes, like you said, she doesn't say a lot. You just see it. You see how she deals with it. So every single moment has to be pregnant and full, and it was my great honor and a great privilege and joy to be able to come in and have many different ways to deliver it, and to see how it comes out in the final edit is really exciting. But it was so much fun because there is so much on the page, so you can play so much, and there's so many places to go with it, and this is just the thing that you hope for in your career. A character that rich.
Yes.
Have you had a favorite scene in these 10 episodes? Just give us one, like one that you were like, oh my gosh, I did this. I don't know. Just, ooh. I'm like trying to think what mine is.
Even if it's not your own.
Even if it's not my own. I don't know. Gosh, that's really hard. I really enjoyed the nonverbals in the scene with Anna last week. There was a lot of nonverbal in that. Sometimes there's a lot of fun in that.
So glad she skipped the slap that week.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was really fun.
Like, Lord.
But I think I'm always going to go back to the episode 1 dinner scene because it was
Set the tone.
It did. It set the tone for the series. It set the tone for us as how we interacted with one another as actors, and it's a dang good scene.
Oh my God.
know?
Put us all.
Lord, like
It's awesome.
Looks like we're all taking a field trip to ATL, so congrats on season 2. Yeah, we're so excited for season 2.
See us.
Yeah, and we're just happy that you were able to join us. So yeah, I just want to give a big thank you to you for joining us.
I'm very grateful
Thank
to
you.
you all. We are all very grateful to you all because
you.
you're like I said, you're so smart and you're so fun to watch, and it's great. It's almost like we have, we can walk down the street like this together, like, oh, let's talk about what happened last week. It's so fun because we worked so hard on it, and to have people take joy in it, and we can see your genuine joy. It's so fun. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
awesome.
that means a lot. That
Thank you,
means so
thank you.
much.
Well, guys, we're just glad you tuned in with the Merle Dandridge for our after show. My name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shaka Strong.
You already know you can find me everywhere at Mr. Carter.
You guys can tweet me and check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace. Can't wait to hear from you.
I'm Merle Dandridge. Hey. Merle Dandridge. Facebook, Insta, and Twitter.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood, redefined.
Yeah,
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.